My name is Stuart Grimshaw. I'm the founder of Headsoup, which is a company that produces an app called Lift. Lift is a gesture-controlled app that produces music in real time. It allows people who don't play instruments to improvise orchestral, complex music, just using gestures. The idea for Lift, we already had the improvising engine, the music generation we already had, and a conversation was had with a group of people who work with dementia patients. We had the idea, well, what about doing it with gestures? And I've done gesture recognition apps before, so we just sort of put the two things together. And I can't remember, we'd had 30 bad names, that we thought of. And Lift was the first one that felt like it was short and simple enough and had a kind of, it felt right as a name. Right, so I'm a musician by training. I was a sort of full-time musician for about 25, 30 years, mostly in Germany. And that's what I did. My degrees were in music and stuff. And then I moved to New Zealand, which does not have a music industry. I had to do something else to earn a living, so I became a software engineer. So that's how those two things sort of came about. Music can do so many things in so many situations for so many different people. And it's a shame that we don't all get given piano lessons as kids. I didn't. And I think that the problem I'm trying to solve is putting complex music creation, not just sort of trivial stuff, but complex music creation into the hands of people who aren't musically trained, who perhaps have the creative drive to make music or the wish to make music, but without having to spend 20 years learning to play piano. I think the complexity of the music. So you're not just going up and down a scale. You're not playing, just simple sounds. You're guiding an orchestra, and the orchestra is playing music that's every bit as complex as the music you'll hear, in your gaming app or on television or on YouTube. I mean, it's not all orchestral. It can be electronic as well. But the idea is that it will give you real-world complex results that are sort of more emotionally engaging, I believe, than sort of simply triggering simple sounds. Wow. I've spent the last year watching people with quite heavy cognitive disabilities of various descriptions who are completely able to access or engage with the music. You would never guess, people who are perhaps very isolated. It seems to bypass just a lot of our communication protocols in the brain. It just seems to go straight to the core, which gives people a way out, a release. It's a channel of communication that I think is somehow more intuitive, perhaps, or I don't know. It's really hard to know why it works. I mean, as a musician, I don't feel qualified to talk about the neurology of music. It's a really interesting topic, and I know a lot more about it than I did 2 years ago. Yeah, it seems to have a sort of more primitive access just to the way we communicate. I think the fact that we're still in business, and there's 5 of us now, where it started off with 1, and we've got a lot of supporters and friends and people we're working with, people we're collaborating with. I think I'm quite proud of just the fact that we've been able to establish ourselves in the circles that we have, and that we've found the help that we have. And then, of course, just that when you see the effect of the app on people, I mean, the pilots that we were running last year, where I was spending a lot of time with a lot of people, it was great. It was just brilliant seeing over and over again sort of the effect that music can have on people. I just want every school and every care home in the country using it. And then we go abroad. It would be nice if everybody knew what it was and what it does and how it works. I'd like to be the Excel of music improvisation apps, if there is such a thing. Yeah, it's a big thing. It removes a lot of barriers. I mean, I think we're a really good case in point. I mean, it takes away this particular case. It takes away the necessity to train in music. It's, a love of music or a desire to make music is enough. And I think across the board, technologies are just opening opportunities for people who didn't have, who wouldn't otherwise have those opportunities. So for those, some people get piano lessons from the age of 3 and they're brilliant pianists by the time they're 20, and that's great. But this is technology is releasing music for a lot of other people, which is a really positive thing.